Welcome to the Peg, where an 8-game win streak has the Bombers primed for a 4th straight #1 seed in the West, while the Toronto Argonauts enter with eyes on the prize of confirming their place in the CFL's annual November playoff party. Marshall Ferguson alongside Matt Dunnigan, John Liu at field level for us here throughout the evening. Once the temps start to drop, Matty, you better know how to run the rock. These teams have 2 great running backs.
You got to have them this time of year. That's a great shot of Princess Auto Stadium right there. How about that? 2019 second round, 14th overall, Brady Oliveira. They pick him up, and he's been paying off dividends. Kadeem Carey, man, he started 4 years in Chicago, and he was Calgary, first time in Toronto, and is he paying dividends for the Argonauts, controlling the line of scrimmage.
There is Ryan Dinwiddie, says he expects a lot of 3-man fronts, daring the Argonauts to run the football here this evening. And Mike O'Shea asked him this week whether or not he's had to coach this team harder based on their 0-4 start. He said that no, that's not a thing.
Is that a dart?
That's not, no, that's not. Smelling salts, maybe, if I had to lay my money down there on Mike O'Shea, is we do have Lucky Whitehead and Johnny Augustine back set to return as the Toronto Argonauts went heads at the coin toss, and it was a head. They deferred, and so Winnipeg will take the football to begin.
I don't get that. There's 0 wind here. Conditions are perfect. And that's what they choose.
Great night for CFL football. Glad you're with us as Lucky Whitehead will receive the opening kickoff back at his own 15-yard line. And lots of running room for Lucky all the way up to the 40-yard line as out comes Zach Collaros, number 8 on an 8-game winning streak.
Yeah, he's been special, nonetheless, to say the least here. Playoffs included, 55-16. That's a heck of a run as starting quarterback for the Bombers. Just incredible, the perfect fit he's been to this puzzle here in Winnipeg.
16 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. That helped largely by a 6-touchdown performance a few weeks ago against the Edmonton Elks. Collaros sees blitz on the first play from Tunde Adeleke. Quick screen gets it out. Ontario Wilson. And that goes for a loss as the Bombers starting offense alongside Collaros looks like this.
That's a great play by McFadden right there off the top. Bryant Neufeld, I highlighted these big boys down in the trenches for long periods of time. 127 games for Patrick Neufeld and 217 for Bryant. That's where it starts and stops. And Dembski, he's a jack of all trades. Gets it done in so many different ways for the Bombers on offense, and special to watch. Big time, important cog to that offensive structure. Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
2nd and 10 right out of the gate here for Collaros. Has time in the pocket, looks over the middle, and then skips this one into the pink taped ankles here in Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October of Kenny Lawler.
Yeah, I'm really not sure, but maybe just a tight throw by Zach Collaros left to right. You're going to see him coming into the screen right across here, and Zach just, it kind of comes off the side of his hand. Bad throw, it happens. Not very often with Collaros. He's been hot as of late. He's been lining it up, and that was tentative right there. Maybe didn't see it clearly. Been there a gazillion times myself, and you don't. You just throw a tentative ball, and that happens.
Sheehan ready to boot this one away. There's no wind here this evening. It will drop down to the former Bomber, Janarian Grant, who stutter steps at the 35-yard line before trying to squeak out the backside. The Bombers coverage team is there. Chad Kelly last week in action on the roster after serving his 9-game suspension and trying to find his rhythm. Here's what it looked like a couple weeks ago against the Alouettes.
Yeah, I mean, just under 65% completion percentage, and wasn't asked to do a whole lot, but that's what happens when you rush the ball for 230-plus yards. And we know he'll do that. We'll talk about that throughout the ball game, Marshall. He'll throw deep, and coaching Pope a couple of his deep ball chunkers and his targets, and he loves to feed it deep.
See how early they go down the field right now. They just fly it underneath. Kevin Mittal, the rookie out of Laval, he'll make the grab on first down. Is a rare opportunity for Mittal to get the ball in his hands. Just his 14th catch of the year, and here's what Chad Kelly's digits look like through his 3-3 start.
In 6 starts, talking to Ryan Dinwiddie, you know, he says he's still shaking off rust. And he didn't play in preseason, obviously. Missed the first 9, 6 in. And you just jump in as that train's moving, and you got to catch up, and he's still in catch-up mode. But, boy, he certainly got the talent. And you heard Milt talk about it before the game. He's going to test that free safety for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
Go inside, Kadeem Carey right down the rail here to the 50, and not tackled field until he's down at the 46-yard line of Winnipeg as Kadeem Carey continues to just churn the legs through traffic.
Just chunk it. Just right up the middle. Go, baby, go. That's a free safety getting a taste of it right there. Takes the brunt of that hit. We know Kadeem is going to run to contact much like Brady O.
As Kadeem gets tackled here after a gain of a couple, is the tempo of this Argonauts starting offense being used to try and get the crowd out of it a little bit early on.
Have you noticed, Marshall, that the theme for me, introduction of these offenses, staying on the offensive line and beating the Castro, fourth-year player, 43 games in, and Dejon Allen, he's got 54 starts at right tackle, fourth-year player from Hawaii. Those guys doing a nice job already.
Kelly looks to throw, goes out to the flats. Deonta McMahon, Interbot gets away. Redder-Cranby can't bring him down, and finally it'll be Bonds bringing him down for his 25th tackle of the year, but getting McMahon in space early on. A couple of easy completions for Chad Kelly, scripted by Ryan Dinwiddie.
That's scary. You get this guy in space, heck, you get in the football in the backfield, he's getting you almost 8 yards a pop. And now in space, yeah, he's going to double that easily. He's a hard man to tackle. Second-year player from McNeese. I love it.
Stays in the backfield here and waiting for the football to come up, and then a massive explosion in the backfield. Jake Thomas ended up running right through Kelly. Not sure he heard the whistles or saw the flags come up, as the Argonauts sideline is furious. And a ton of confusion at the snap of the football here, the lack of a snap.
Yeah, well, Davaris Daniels, thought the ball was going to be snapped too, and he was about 15 yards downfield when the ball was finally snapped. And that's what we got a chuckle out of me, just a miscommunication there down here nearing the red zone. You don't want to go backwards here, make it tougher on you. Now you're behind the sticks, 1st and 15. Jake Thomas just taking a free shot, maybe.
A 12th-year player out of Acadia.
Look at him, he's going, hey,
yep.
Am I allowed to do that?
Looking for his 3rd sack.
Coach, you good with me doing that?
And now a flag comes out from the officials well after, and I wonder whether or not Ben Major got some help from the command center. Al Bradbury is the replay official here this evening, and Ben Major is our referee.
There are 2 penalties on the play, offside, Toronto number 80. Then we have a major foul, roughing, Winnipeg number 95.
Yeah.
We'll go up 10 yards. It's going to be first down.
Ben Major and a little help from command center figured that one out, and pretty obvious. Yeah, and yeah, here's Davaris Daniels. Watch him. Watch out. He's early, like really early, like 10 yards downfield, and then roughing right there. Little hello. Wake it up.
A little bit of confusion at the line of scrimmage as well from a relatively young Argonauts offensive line. Dylan Giffen looked like, with the silent count, all the noise here at Princess Auto Stadium, he was the one responsible for tapping the center, Peter Nicastro. But yeah, the bells, the horns, the vuvuzelas, whatever you got, they're here tonight.
Yeah, they are. Great crowd. League to league in attendance once again, 3 years in a row.
And the officials pause play again. Chad Kelly wants to huddle up once again.
And people, if you're at home, we'll try to describe it as best we can. Marshall's doing it right here, and this is difficult. It's difficult to communicate down there, and you got to communicate offensively, defensively on the fly, and it's tough on Toronto right now. They got a little help from Jake Thomas.
Trying to figure out exactly where to spot the football down inside the score zone, as Toronto moving the football in their first possession of the ball game.
Yeah, behind the sticks. Now they're not, thanks to Jake Thomas flying off and giving a little chicken wing to Chad Kelly. I'll take this all day. Toronto's pretty solid here in the red zone.
So we corrected the spot. It's in the first down at the 16-yard line. We need to reset the clock to 11-12. 11-12, please.
Yeah, 26 of 46 attempts down here in the red zone. 57% of scoring touchdowns. Knocking at the door. 1st and 10 on the 16 early in this football game. Gotta love it if you're an Argo fan.
Well, Chad Kelly in the score zone, 17 of 25 for 6 touchdowns and an interception. This time he'll show a stretch run to the outside. They give to Deonta McMahon. Wrapped up and brought down. Minimal gain on the play. As we take a look at the Winnipeg starting defense.
Yeah, and Jake Thomas, he's already in the mix. I highlighted him. Why not? Another veteran, just stick in the middle. And then right in the backside, you've got a replacement for one of the best ever in the league. And I'm talking about Tony Jones replacing Adam Bighill in the middle, doing an outstanding job. Trey Ford, you heard the guys talking about him before the game. 7 picks. Just toying with the receivers this year in the league. So young, wet behind the ears still, as is Terrell Ford. And he is just an outstanding talent that's making it look pretty easy in his young career.
Jamal Woods is the injured Winnipeg Blue Bomber in his first year with the club out of Illinois. Got a pair of sacks so far this season. It looks like they're working on his right hand. And so Mike O'Shea in discussion with Ben Major. This feels like a playoff game, Matty. Not just the noise, the environment, but also just the coaches working the officials here early on.
Well, the importance of playoff implications. You get to this point of the season, and every play matters, and it definitely has that playoff feel, Marshall.
Home field advantage for Winnipeg, 37-5 at home since the start of 2019, 40-5 if you include the West Finals. A lot of it's been due to the crowd noise and big defensive stops. Other teams have gotten down in scoring position. Kelly, 2nd and 7. Looks over the middle, low crosser. David Unger, the third, race to the pylon, touchdown Argos.
Ooh-wee, I love what they did on the backside to create some time for Chad Kelly. As the formation was really nice to give Chad a little extra help on the backside, and watch the block by Kadeem Carey. And here's Carey right here, and then watch these guys, Metellus funnel in. Across the field, takes 2. And Unger underneath, that's an easy pitch and catch. Unger's first of the season, hard to believe. Had 0 coming in, it's his 28th catch, goes about 380. That's big time play. I know it gets him on track.
First touchdown of the season for David Unger, as he had 3 touchdowns for the Double Blue last year. His first season with Toronto signing in free agency, coming over from the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And Unger will celebrate here in Winnipeg as Chad Kelly fighting his way through the Bombers' noise to get things going here in this first quarter. Argonauts early advantage.
Right here, you got McMahon. You just can't catch it and tote it. You got to block it. And then watch what they do here. They're going to take Mattel, take the top off right here, as you're going to see Tony Jones come in there, and then Unger comes right underneath. Boom, Mattel takes the top off. Unger says, yes, sir. I'll race to the end zone all day long. Idaho getting in the end zone for the first time, as Marshall said.
7 plays, 72 yards, took just over 3 minutes for the Argonauts to reach the end zone. And for David Unger, not getting a ton of targets, playing that wide side wide receiver. Mackay Polk, Monte Coxie, they're the lead men, but into the end zone in a pivotal matchup is David Unger, as Lucky Whitehead returns this across the 30, skips his way out to the 40-yard line, and is pushed out of bounds, and a flag will come up. Little bumping between the benches as well.
Darkangelo gonna get one for being a little chippy there. I really think Lucky Whitehead's got a little jump in the step. I don't think he likes those.
Roughness. Toronto number 35. We'll go up 15 yards coming into play. It's going to be first down for Winnipeg.
That'll go down as Darkangelo's first special teams tackle of the season.
Yeah, and it was just a yard out of bounds. Can't fault him with that, but you know he'll get docked. But Lucky, get back to Lucky. I think he likes the pink spats. You know, he's got a little jump in his step.
I think he just likes late in the season. He likes October. He likes the playoffs. Doesn't matter if he's BC or here in Winnipeg.
Saw him before the game. We got a bunch of young football players here. Must find 500, 600, 700 of them. And Lucky was entertaining them all.
Colaro's back to work after an early quick possession. Loads it up now. He's going to get thrown down. Colaro's brought to the turf. So following up the offense, getting into the end zone quickly. It is a big stop, and it looks like Folarin Orimolade is the one who got home.
We'll see, I'll just circle him this way. He's right there standing up, number 7. Folarin Orimolade gets his 5th of the season. Ooh. Zach wanted to let it go there, but Lofton just got collapsed right into Colaros' lap, and he had no room to let it go, and he was pushing it deep, so he wasn't going to get enough on it, so he did the smart thing, looking at 2nd and really long here.
It's the 5th sack of the season for Folarin Orimolade. Flo doing what he does best. Now just a 3-man rush from Toronto. Colaros shuffles around the pocket, can't find anybody open, steps up, and Colaros takes another hit. Jake Serezna chases him down from defensive tackle, and the defensive backs fired up to start this game for the Argonauts. They feel like that was almost a coverage sack thanks to their work.
Yeah, there's 9 of them back there. There's only rushing 3. Yeah, Jake's right here, and He doesn't get a sack, but he's going to just kind of keep his eyes. He's one of only 3 getting to the passer. Breaks Neufeld and Lofton. Says, get off of me. Tracks him and gets a big piece of number 8. Boy, that feels good. Hustle's rewarded right there.
Back-to-back 2-and-outs to begin this ball game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. So once again, they'll have to send it down to Janarian Grant, looking to get to the wide side. It's a race, and he won't win it. The coverage unit is there. Brian Cole is on the football. Well, they say the ball was loose. They give it to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at the 9-yard line.
Is that Marquise Bridges who caused that? Well, that was a heck of an effort, because you thought that Janarian was getting to the outside, and then boom, the ball comes out. Could change this complexion of this play in a big way.
Ryan Cole down the field in special teams coverage. It was a big hit on Janarian Grant. Was his knee down at all? Tried to stay up. Ball gets popped out. What a great play. Cole forces it and recovers. Bombers foot here on the special teams unit of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers down the field. Matty, all hustle trying to punch this one out.
First it's Marquise Bridges tripping Janarian Grant. Then it's Brian Cole finishing him off, and then getting the fumble. There's the effort. Ball's out. Well, that's a flip of field position right there, Marshall.
48 yards it goes for an offense that's struggling with back-to-back 2-and-outs. Now they'll try to slip Brady Oliveira out into the flats in a race with Darkangelo. And Darkangelo drags down the MOP front-runner Brady Oliveira, who just screaming trying to reach the end zone.
Right, and I think if Zach gives it to him right away, he may have gotten his feet up underneath him, but he waits just a little bit, and then he can't get away from Darkangelo. First-year player who took that foul earlier in the ball game on the sidelines on special teams makes a nice play there.
4 touchdowns on the season for Oliveira. One of them coming through the air. Nearly had his second, but he gets tackled shy of the goal line. Ball's at the 2-yard line. Terry Wilson comes in here. Colaro stands on the sideline. Short yardage unit is in. Wilson leans to his left-hand side, gets stacked up. Derek Parrish was right there to make the play. As inside Ralph Hawley looks like he got a little bit of a push as well. So here we go, 3rd and goal after the turnover.
Is that the effect of not having a Chris Streveler? I don't think if you had Chris Streveler or Tommy Stevenson or any one of Dakota Prukup, any one of the guys that does it really well on short yardage across the league, I don't think that would have helped. I think Toronto's penetration was better than Winnipeg's get off right there.
Wilson's first CFL touchdown last week against Hamilton, looking for his second here. Drives the legs, reaches forward. No signal yet at the goal line. And is this a touchdown for the Bombers or a turnover on downs? Toronto is convinced they've stacked up Wilson and Winnipeg. And it is Toronto Argonauts football at their own 1-yard line.
2 plays in a row. Toronto dominated that line of scrimmage defensively.
The ruling of the field is the ball carrier was stopped short of the goal line. However, since it's a potential scoring play, this is under automatic review by the command center.
So all scoring plays or potential scoring plays automatically reviewed. They will take a look at it back in command. As Al Bradbury will look at it just like Mike O'Shea does up at the Jumbotron. Not sure Osh loves what he sees on that one. Here's your best look at it. Wilson, somewhere in the middle of that fray, leans his way forward. We'll get confirmation when we return to Winnipeg. Fumbled punt return by Janarian Grant leads to 3 plays in a row for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and it ends right here as they're looking at it back in the command center with Terry Wilson trying to find anywhere to get past that double blue wall. And he looks like he's about half a yard shy as they spot it on the 1 right now, and Toronto waits.
The ruling on the field stands. It's a turnover on downs. First down for Toronto at the 1-yard line.
It's the 3rd score zone turnover on downs this season for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Patty.
Yeah, that was impressive. 2 plays in a row. Toronto's defense said no. Against a team at in their own backyard, trying to get the crowd back in it.
How do you handle this if you're Ryan Dinwiddie? Oh, they look like they wanted to go deep and take a shot. Chad Kelly has some pressure, steps up, slings it over the middle, and that one is hauled in by Davaris Daniels. So Kelly living dangerously in his own end zone, but it pays off.
Yeah, Chad Kelly showed a lot of poise here. Coach says he's shaking off rust. I would say that that's long gone watching this poise in the end zone. He's looking for a double move. He's got a seam and a rail. He steps up in a pocket, and he finds DeVaris Daniels over the middle, throws a strike as the young free safety's in the trail position, moving the sticks.
Jake Kelly makes the tackle. Now they go back to the running game as Kadeem Carey gets tripped up, trying to run behind the left side of that Argonauts offensive line. Ryan Hunter playing left tackle here tonight.
Yeah, really nice. Chad Kelly, little thing. Just watch 12, the quarterback, hand the ball off, watch what he does afterwards. Just hold Willie Jefferson right there just a little bit, carries out his fake, and number 5's nowhere to be found. A couple other quarterbacks across the league take note of that. Really helps the run game, those leverage on those big men to get up on their blocks and get their pads and behinds in the hole.
Greta Cramdy gets credit for the tackle on that play. Now Kelly, play action, flips it inside. Dangerous throw, nearly intercepted. Falls to the turf, incomplete. Tony Jones flying out from that middle linebacker spot. 3rd down Argonauts.
Yeah, really not fooling Jonesy right there. He said, it looked a lot like Badham Hill. Adam just always in a, watch 33, stepping up, takes on the big man, falls underneath the sit down. Can't do it much better than that. The only other way he could possibly do better is pick it, go to the house.
Well, if he didn't go and get it, I think Dietrich Nichols had eyes for it after having an interception against the Tiger Cats at Tim Hortons Field last week. A little bit of pressure here on Haggerty. He gets away the kick clean. Drops down to Lucky Whitehead at the 30. Stutters his feet, tries to get to the outside, turned back inside. Great coverage that time by the Argonauts, finding a way to hold Lucky Whitehead as Jack Cassar was the first man down in the all-white Argos uniforms that almost were chasing down Tony Jones on his way to the end zone.
It means keep putting in the work, and Brady Oliveira says that right now, the way the Bombers are playing, with the defense stepping up and really gelling, Zach Collaros playing back into his usual form, Oliveira believes that it's quite possible that the Bombers could reel off 12 straight wins to capture their 3rd Grey Cup in 5 years, guys.
Thank you, John. Yeah,
wow.
Interesting to hear Brady say, yeah, we can run the table. Not in a cocky way, just said we're playing that well. As Collaros looks over the top, this one up for grabs. Flag comes out as well. It was Tavares McFadden battling out there.
Yeah, nice battle, too. Length on length over there. I think a receiver went out of bounds on his own accord and came back in.
Kevin Sclercius, the rookie out of UConn, 2nd round, 13th overall this year. The big man, one-on-one with Tavares McFadden.
Yeah, both of them 6'2", lanky players. Might have been PI or he goes out of bounds. See how they rule this. But Zach had pressure. Look at McFadden. He just kind of chunks him out right there. That was McFadden pushing him out, escorting him out with that right hand.
Pass interference. Toronto number 2.
Yeah,
it's going to be a 10-yard
saw it that
penalty
way because of that right hand.
An automatic first down,
and he escorted the young receiver out of bounds. McFadden is good technique, but he's just got too much of a piece of him and redirected him about 15 yards downfield and out of bounds.
Bombers' first down of the ball game, albeit via penalty. So Winnipeg has a little bit of life here. As Tavares McFadden maybe getting hungry to try and find another interception. He's only got 1 on the year, but it was a pick 6 against these Bombers at BMO Field back in week number 8. Kevin Sclercius in the ball game. Michael Chris Ike, the rookie, alongside Sclercius, is the fullback here as they'll go to the inside running game, and it is Brady Oliveira breaking free across the 35.
29 did not want any piece of that. He says, I ain't doing it. Not sticking my head in there. Not going to do it. Let's just roll right down here, Brady. Let's just go this way. Bam. Press the hole. Take a hard right. And that was 23. That was Benji Franklin. You know, he's 6 foot, goes about 190. Going against Oliveira's 5'10", 230.
Gain of 26 for number 20 and a first here for the Bombers to work with. Now Sclercius gets another target. All of a sudden, Kevin Sclercius getting attacked. As a nice tackle on that play as the Argonauts defense shakes out just like this.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have liked to tackle him a little closer to the line of scrimmage and not give up 6 there, but Jake Serezna in the middle. I'm talking about this defensive line's coming together, rotating through, a lot of depth there. And a delicate playing Sam linebacker, basically a nickel for the Toronto's, and that's Kevin Iben there, linebacker coach and co-op defense coordinator. Really an outstanding job. McFadden, we just saw him doing his thing. He just shut down lanky corner, and if you look at that secondary altogether, Toronto is just long on the back end.
Keep Michael Chrysyk in here to try and spring Brady Oliveira once again. That run is going nowhere.
Defense, huh?
Up front, that defensive line, Arimalade, Serezna, Ralph Hawley, Robbie Smith, making a play that time, shutting it down, and the offense leaves the field.
Brinkman was in there too. Watch 91. He just beats his man and gets off of him. Oh, I mean, that's Patty Neufeld just leaning on him. Patty goes about 340. Brinkman goes about 310. And they were just, Brinkman did enough to kind of bounce Brady sideways and then rally. The troops came and Toronto got it.
Sergio Castillo comes out, 83% on the year. From this distance, 18 of 26 on the season, as this one will go wide. Janarian Grant gets his hands on it, and the rare time that one of the most dangerous return men in the CFL decides to not take it out of the end zone, but a miss and a single point on the board for Winnipeg.
Shop over 1,000 new deals every week at Canadian Tire.
So the Bombers on the board here on a night where they can get themselves the West Division title for the 4th year in a row in the regular season. First time they'd be able to do that since 1958 to 1962, 5-year span when they won 4 Grey Cups, commonly known as the Glory Days. Well, they're trying to bring those back. Of course, not going to reach that Grey Cup total over a 5-year span, but they want it here badly tonight. And the Argonauts trying to play spoiler. They lean back on their running game once again. A gain of 2 on the play for Kadeem Carey.
If you're Jordan Younger, you'll take that all day. Forcing 2nd and 8. So both these defenses dead set on trying to stop the bread and butter, the ground game. You heard John Lou talk about it. They're talking about it in the studio. No surprise. This time of year, Marshall, you said it. People talk about the run game. Establish the line of scrimmage. So far advantage Toronto. Goal line stance.
2nd and 8. Kelly, pressure on, scrambling around, trying to find an open door. Quarterback spies all over him. Cole's there, but it is complete. Where will they spot it? Dejean Brissett made the grab, and they'll give him forward progress. So Cole flies in at the last second, but somehow Kelly makes the completion and gets up with a bit of a limp as well.
Yeah, well, he probably should have, because any one of these moves, you know, is all hell's breaking loose here, and then you got Cole chasing him, and he brings him down, kind of like it landed on his hip funny. Somehow he managed to find Brissett. It's good awareness, good ball handling too, with securing the ball with 2 hands in that melee, and somehow finding an open receiver.
The 7th catch of the year for Dejean Brissett as now they go inside run. Deonta McMahon getting a look, but for Brissett, 38 catches last year, 5 touchdowns, and he played in all 18 games. This is just his 4th game played so far this year, but a big 2nd down conversion on that last play.
Certainly was, coming back to the ball hard, working for his quarterback. And Chad Kelly doesn't get enough credit. I've seen him. I saw him at BC a couple weeks ago. 3, and he was under pressure and making plays with people in his face, and there's another example of that. Really fine job of keeping your focus and eyes downfield.
Lars Daniels, Tommy Neal to David Unger to the bottom, up to the top they go. DeMonte Coxie taking out the legs underneath. That is the talented Canadian Tyrell Ford sniffing around, trying to find his 8th interception of the season. You having any fun yet? Toronto trying to clinch a playoff spot. The Bombers trying to reclaim their Western throne. But after 1 quarter of play, it's Toronto up over Winnipeg here from Princess Auto Stadium. More when we return. The 7-1 advantage for the Argonauts over the Bombers. Last year, these teams were dominant. They kind of combined 30-6 in the regular season. They all thought they were going to match at a huge powder keg of a playoff environment. It didn't happen because, of course, the East Final, but you ended up having, of course, a big matchup here to kick things off, and it feels like it's long overdue.
Yeah, and it does feel like a playoff game with the intensity in the crowd, and everybody's enjoying it. And those first quarter stats don't look like much, but we anticipated a hard-fought battle in the trenches, and that's kind of what we're getting. It's just, you can't turn it over. Look, there was the one turnover by Toronto, and Winnipeg didn't get any points on it, which was crazy because it was a great job by their defense stepping up against the run once again.
Cam Duke's into the ball game here to get things going on third down to start the second quarter. Dietrich Nichols and Tony Jones trying to turn him around.
We're right on it,
That's
Marshall.
a lot of work they had to do to move those sticks.
What
And
do you
after
got?
Toronto already got a turnover on downs, defensively, Winnipeg trying to answer the bell in the very first play of the second quarter. Ben Major, the referee, will ask for the sticks to come out. I got the best seat in the house at this.
I think they're short. I think they're short by about 3 inches. Oh, yeah, maybe even closer, maybe about 1.5 inches. Marshall, we're right on it. We got good seats, folks. It's Princess Auto Stadium, sweet to call a game at. And when it's full like this, and you got 2 gladiator football teams going at it.
3 inches was your call?
Yep, 1.5 inches.
I'm going to say half a yard.
Oh,
one chain link.
That's getting the job done, whether it's 1.5 inches or 5 inches right there. Hey, forget about it. Tit for tat. 1-1 in short yardage situations, and typically that's not the case. Toronto's the first time Toronto's been stopped in a short yardage situation this year. 22 for 22 going in. First time a defeat in short yardage situation.
Defensive line won the battle there for the Bombers. But it might have been Tony Jones coming over from middle linebacker, filling in for the injured Adam Bighill, that finished it off and held Cam Dukes up long enough for everyone else to arrive on site. Colaros and the Bombers offense back on the field. Out into the flats in this one. It's Brady Oliveira right on the back shoulder blade.
Wake it up.
Incomplete.
His quarterbacks would, hey, let's go now. Playing ball here. Everybody's live.
See, that's what you would have done, but see, look how calm Colaros is. Okay, 2nd and 10.
Come on, Brady. Got up on him. Dude, we're not running plays here. This is not Skelly. Trying to move the sticks. Just a little complacent there. Dial him in, little slap upside the head. Say, hey, son, let's go.
5 options here for Colaros. Loads it up.
Yeah.
Outside, Kenny Lawler on the run. Holds it in. Right in front of Royce Mecchier. Couldn't get there from his free safety spot. And a couple weeks ago in the 6-touchdown performance, Lawler had 8 catches for $130 and 2 touchdowns. This is another huge chunk play from 89.
Yeah, so to your point, Marshall, to your point, just watch this guy do his thing. Yeah, and Zach. Bang, beautiful. It was just a deep corner. The ball was laid out there before he was in his break. Zach knew exactly where 8-9 was going to be.
And a 49 on the play. Lawler's longest catch of the season, 55 yards. Close, not quite. All that matters, it's a big play offensively for a team that started slowly here. Now they go back to Oliveira, trying to atone for his mistake a couple plays ago, right up through the middle of that Argonauts defense, which holds up once again. They'll send in Wheatfall, Ontario Wilson, Kevin Sklercius in as well, as out comes Michael Chris-Ike, Tui Ellie, and Lucky Whitehead. So wholesale changes here on 2nd down.
That was impressive. Can you do that 3 times really fast?
Stick around.
Like 5 guys in a row.
Wynton McManus staring it down in the middle alongside Tunde Adeleke.
Boy, I saw him down there in that short yardage situation when they stopped Winnipeg last quarter. He went flying over the top. Amazing.
Colaros, stutter, get out of the pocket, back pedals, and all the way down at the 22-yard line. Call the cops. The Brinksman has arrived on the scene.
This is fun. There he is right here, folks. Watch 91 do his thing. Get there. Fighting 2. Dobson. Keep working. Get off of me. Oh, now it's time to feed. Now it's time to dance. Boy. These guys work hard down in the trenches, forcing another field goal attempt by Sergio Castillo.
Sergio Castillo earlier on, just getting the single, and now he tags on 3 more. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers trying to find a way to finish down the score zone. They've had plenty of opportunities, but Jared Brinkman, 3rd sack of the season. Collaros trying to do anything he can to find some free turf.
Serious
Stuff.
Could not get enough of Batman and all the movies ever since. Gotta love it.
Chad Kelly with possession after the Castillo field goal. But 3 more on the board here for Winnipeg as they try to chip their way back in on the early Argonauts advantage. Kelly and the Argos will go quickly here. Tempo to the line. They said they would do this to try and take the crowd out of it a little bit. Or after a lull offensively, it's 2nd and 2. Kelly stays in on short yardage. Stacked up, going nowhere. They'll face 3rd down once again.
Yeah, let me correct a blunder there. It's 3rd down here. Coming into this ball game, Toronto, I said, was perfect on that. No, that's not true. Their opponents were perfect on it against them. This 3rd down situation here, short yardage. Toronto was 70%. That's a big difference, Matty. 14 of 20. Get it right, son.
Kelly under center. Pushes his way forward. Needed to get to the 50. Mike O'Shea was standing right at the sticks. Got a good look at it. Nods. Walks down the sideline. As the Bombers head coach in his 8th straight season with 10 wins or more, a Bombers franchise record. Waiting for his defense to dig in.
Yeah, just take a look at it. The chaos. No bat signals here. Just man up and try to get it done. Got her that time. Chad Kelly, 1st quarter. 6 different receivers on 6 completions.
Well, Kelly with pressure on, gets hit as he throws, hangs it up, triple coverage. DeMaris Daniels is the lone receiver there, and somehow it hits the turf before falling into a Bombers pair of gloves.
Yeah, we know he likes to throw it deep. Marshall, you and I are talking before the ball game, and he gets popped for trying to pay the price of pushing the ball down the field. Sometimes you got to hang on to it too long. When that happens, things in the back end kind of get cloudy. And watch Chad here. He's got pressure in his face. Boom. Good solid hit. Below the waist. That's Haba getting it done. And you got DeMaris Daniels right down the seam. Deep corner. Holmes says, no, not today.
Tyrell Ford trying to play free safety underneath that and wait for the ball to fall down to him. It didn't, so now Kelly gets to play 2nd and 10. Goes underneath Kadeem Carey. And he'll be wrapped up. Brian Cole right there forces the punt from Toronto.
Have a game. Brian Cole have a game. Teams, defense, more you can do. Mississippi State product. Checking down here, trying to let Kadeem Carey work some magic. He kind of fumbles it a little bit as he doesn't get out of his break well after catching the ball. And Brian Cole says, ha, there, seriously?
And now Chad Kelly, 8 completions, 8 different receivers. He's running out of people to throw the football to at this point. Everybody on the depth chart.
Marshall, get down there.
High hanging punt. Lucky Whitehead waits it out at the 5, catches and immediately tries to gain some ground for Collaros and the offense. It'll be a return of about 11 yards on the play as Brady Oliveira and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers offense back on the turf. Oliveira, #1 in the CFL with over 1,200 rushing yards in the 3rd year in a row. Going past 1,000. 8 all-time for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers at 4,218 yards. And #20 leads the CFL in yards from scrimmage with over 1,600 this year. Here's what he looked like last week at Tim Hortons Field.
Well, just watch his shoulder pads. They're always going north and south. Very seldom do you ever see those shoulder pads turn to the sidelines. And that's where his power and his difficulty of tackling them. It just doesn't give you much to hit. When you do, it's shoulder pads and helmet and those strong legs barreling right over the top of you.
Oliveira gets a look here. Waits, side steps, little jump cut.
Perfect.
And then bursts his way forward. Go for a gain of about 7 on the play. Winning 1st down. Hugely important to the Bombers in this 8-game winning streak.
Just watch the shoulder pads. You're just north and south. North and south. Even on that cut there, north and south. Of course, he got spun sideways with Hansen there, ripping him that way, but it's a good get right there. Take 8. It's like 37 now. 4 carries.
How about this rookie package the Bombers have been running so much this year with Kevin Sklercius and Chris Ike? coming into the game. It's run heavy with those two big bodies, as you see Ike lined up at fullback motioning across.
Dude, he looked like he was still in the States with that motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna get over here and be like a robot.
Well, reading into it right away. Toronto all over it that time, with Michael Chris Ike in the backfield as Brady continues to get plenty of touches in this game, just like he did back in week 8 in the overtime loss against Toronto. He had 19 touches for 150 yards. Wasn't enough that night, but he's certainly been putting in work all year long.
Look at Carey, going to go over 2,000 or 1,000 2 years in or yeah, twice in his career. Needed 36, 34 coming into the ball game, just too shy of it. Arizona State lit it up down there. Still the leading rusher. Excuse me, University of Arizona. Still leads him down there. He's been gone for like 11 years.
Sheehan, sidewinder, went right, came back left. Hauled in by Janarian Grant. Returns this from the 40 back to the 46-yard line. A 7-4 football game. Decent field position for Chad Kelly. The Bombers running game frustrated not being able to pick up some of those short yardage situations, but Chad Kelly in 2022, one of just 3 rookie quarterbacks to lead a fourth quarter Grey Cup comeback since 1945, and the first to do it since 1958 against this Bombers defense. But is it really this Bombers defense? John Lou has more.
Yeah, well, thank you, Marshall. And a strong arm, ability to extend plays, and a good improviser. That's what the Bombers defenders remember of Chad Kelly from their first encounter with him 2 years ago. They sure didn't like the result, and so Jake Thomas says they're really eager to show up and show what they can do, and that means mixing things up, throwing some different looks at the reigning MOP, especially now that Jordan Younger is the DC succeeding Richie Hall. And as for Chad Kelly, well, he says that he's still looking to get his rhythm and timing back like he did on that throw there. But the interesting trend, guys, is that in his 3 losses compared to his 3 wins, his yardage, completion percentage, and TDs have actually been greater.
Yeah, thank you, John. And how much this defense, it's an interesting question. How much has it changed? How much is it the same? Richie Hall still in the building and still helping get everything ready for this Winnipeg side, as looks like Dietrich Nichols comes up with a considerable limp, trying to make his way back to the sideline in pain on that left leg. But with Jordan Younger taking over defensively, you would expect, Matty, there would be some similar concepts, some similar ideologies, but Jordan Younger certainly wants to put his emphasis on this defense as well.
I think he has, and you talk to the players on the team, they all talk about that. And it's not that things were bad when Richie was there, because they were great.
Yeah.
You know, and they just Jordan had earned his opportunity, and he took and he ran with it. And some similar concepts. Obviously, what any defense likes to do is dictate. You know, be good on first down, limit any type of yardage, and put offenses in the second and long. And you see a lot of 3-man rush in that situation. People dropping 9 across the board, and it makes it tough on quarterbacks for simple reads.
There is Richie Hall up in the booth, officially listed as a defensive assistant coach. Michael Shea said at the start of the year about promoting Jordan Younger into that defensive coordinator role and giving Richie the defensive assistant. He essentially said, you either give Jordan Younger the promotion or you lose him. That's the way this thing works, and we wanted to keep him.
Yeah, makes sense. Richie Hall is royalty in this organization across the league. Wealth of knowledge continues to parlay that amongst players and his coaches.
Pass here to Deontay McMahon, so dangerous in the passing attack. McMahon gets his second grab of the ball game here. A couple of inside runs as well. He's certainly starting to feel a little bit of the flow in this game in the second quarter.
Great call. I'm talking about 1st and 10 calls. They've thrown the ball once to Polk, started this drive, and there on the 1st and 10 to McMahon. You know, so it's not predictable if you're Toronto, if you're Winnipeg's defense. Ryan Dinwiddie doing a nice job of shaking up the Winnipeg Blue Bomber defense and giving them different looks and calls.
Chad Kelly and the Argonauts offense battling this crowd noise. This time they'll go with a draw handoff, and Cole all over it once again.
Fill it. Outside in, pursuit, 2, and tackle. Just was not going to get beat at the outside because he has outside contained. Just great recognition. Watch 41. Watch him right here. Here he is, folks, coming in right there. Double circle for you because he's extra special. Just a beautiful tackle.
Some coaching tape right there. That's clinic stuff.
Yeah, man. Outside leverage, just keep it inside. Beautiful.
Oh, balling out
Shrink
here.
the field.
5 receivers for Kelly. Now whistles come.
Look at that.
And this play never happened.
They're dropping 9 again.
Timeout looks like Winnipeg.
A timeout was called by Winnipeg before the snap.
Now, I mentioned as well with that Jordan Younger, Richie Hall conversation, what a message that sends to your entire locker room about having no ego. When Richie Hall, who's the leader of that group, decides to say, yeah, that's fine, I'll go upstairs, Jordan, you do your thing, but I'm going to stay here because I love this group and I love what we're about.
Yeah, just look at both coaches. One up in the box doing his thing, just wisdom up there. Parlayed down to Jordan Younger, who's got plenty of that himself. A lot more energy, too, guarantee it. You need that. 2nd and 11 here. This is where you want to be if you're Winnipeg. See if they are going to drop 9, rush 3.
Got Kelly with the crowd noise coming in. 3-man rush, gets hit as he throws again. Hangs up, and Unger was right there. Canadian on Canadian. Tyrell Ford knocks it away. It won't be the interception that he's been racking up throughout the year, but certainly forced the incompletion on Unger.
Just football player on football player. There's Unger there, and Tyrell Ford's right over the top of him. Strong arm the ball out there. Chad Kelly got a chance to get it. Ford's right there to disrupt the hands coming together and squeezing the rock. Right here, good look at it. Punch it with his left arm coming up underneath.
Liram Hajrullahu sends this one away from 44 yards away. The only place he's missed this year is between 40 and 47 yards, but this one never in doubt. So the man that knocked through the game-winning field goal from 34 yards back in week number 8 in overtime, 16-14 victory for the Argonauts, crushes this one from 44.
Yeah, Marshall, he's really just creeping up the ladder and field goal percentage this year, number 2 now behind Sean White in BC. Just a couple points behind at 92.5 coming into this game. White's a little over 94%. And yeah, Liram, he's been on fire lately. What do you have, 8 a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
I thought we had a lot of field goals a game I was doing against Calgary, and then all of a sudden I went home and I went, what happened last night? Liram had 8?
Right. Yeah, you did have a lot of field goals in that game.
Colaros takes it to the left, goes inside. Dembski gets a little pitch, and great play by Wynton McManus, middle linebacker, back from injury. And
I'm not sure if I like the concept of this, because you're going to pitch the ball out here and then you're going to come underneath here, and for everybody who's late in the recognition, they can just scrape and get to the second guy, the slower guy. And yeah, that kind of played in the hands of Toronto's defense, kind of caught off guard. I think they had the edge there, but not the design of the play. Buck Pierce dialing it up, one of his plethora of many plays on the run game, different people touching the rock.
6 receivers available here for Colaros. Pressure on, steps up in the pocket, trying to keep the football safe. And Derek Parrish gets credited with the sack, his 4th of the season.
Yeah, and all this pressure is coming in 2nd and long situations. Just a ton of them, right? Here's Parrish right here, 97, just getting it done. First-year player from Houston. Yeah, I'm not sure if they counted that as a sack, but that's his 4th.
Yeah.
We're at the 3-minute timeout.
Got back
3-minute
across the
timeout.
line, it
Yeah,
looks
just
like,
got
or
back a
very
little
close.
bit.
So they'll
Parrish
end up
still hustling, making it happen.
calling the 3-minute warning here is a 10-4 football game. Chad Kelly in the Argonauts offense, the only major on the board thus far. Kadeem Carey trying to get going. We'll return with the final 3 minutes of the first half right after this from Winnipeg.
Pre-game show, we've got a friendly wager here between Enoch, the Argos, Milt, the Bombers. What is it, 50 push-ups?
50 push-ups.
50.
Yeah, you got to start warming up.
Someone's got to start warming up. All right, let's get you back to Winnipeg.
Warm up.
You give me 5 hours, I can rip off 50 push-ups for you, Laura.
Come on. You don't need to warm up for that.
Janarian Grant, they fake the reverse with Deonta McMahon. Jack Cassar gets a block out in front, trying to spring Janarian Grant some life into the Argonauts here across the 55 and tackled all the way down at the 46-yard line of the Bombers. So great starting field position for the Argonauts offense.
Yeah, nice little fake reverse here. Right there, it kind of freezes the cover teams, and now they're just going, like I said, uh-oh, got to redirect.
Johnny Augustine running the entire length of the cover unit there.
That was like do or get cut, you know. Good on him, 2-7. Get her done, getting some much needed water on the sidelines. Very nice.
Marion Grant, the former Winnipeg Blue Bomber, 1 touchdown here in the Peg back in 23. Now with the Argonauts 4 this season as Unger gets a touch on the quick screen.
I just like that play call. I talked about it last series. Ryan Dinwiddie doing a really nice job of not being predictable on his play calls, particularly on 1st and 10. There he is, 5'10", very shifty, explosive. That's the type of guy you need running those plays.
They had a misconduct foul. Toronto, number 58, will go back 10 yards from the end of the play. It's going to be 2nd down.
Get a look here. Anthony Vandal out of Sherbrooke in his first year from the 2023 draft, an 8th-round pick. Late shove at the end of the play, and Ryan Dinwiddie walked off the sideline about 10 yards and ripped into him.
Yeah, well, he took you out of field position, or score position here. 58 just finishing his block on Cole, because he knows Cole's having a night, so he wants to slow him down, take a little of that energy off of him, and Ryan Dinwiddie's disgusted.
Well, he had 2nd and 3, sends him to 2nd and 13, frustrated with the foul coming at the end of the play. Zach Collaros washes on from the Winnipeg sideline, hoping he gets the football back here before the end of the first half. As everyone underneath trying to set up a little screen, they do, but it's going nowhere as Toronto plays it safe, kind of against their character based on the Dinwiddie-Kelly partnership.
Yeah, but 2nd and 12, you can't force it. You know, just play field position here. Maybe defense gets you 2 and out. He's flush to his left. He's looking for McMahon. Not a bad call. Screen, a little slow developing. Hallett comes up from his free safety position, says, nah.
And the conversation continues.
There it is. There it is. Just getting it out. Just, Yep. And don't, hey, this here is when you listen to what the coach is saying, not how he's saying it.
Whitehead inside his own 10-yard line. Lucky doing a good job. Not explosive returns like the Janarian Grant burst that we saw just a few minutes ago, but knifing ahead for 5 to 10, maybe even 15 yards, return after return, trying to carve out as much as he can for this Bombers offense.
Yeah, and this is typically where Zach Collaros led offense, and particularly here at Princess Auto Stadium, where he's 55 and 16, including playoffs, as a Bomber quarterback, where he will just take the ball, go down the field, score, and go in the half with the lead. It's like, what just happened? You know, I can see it happening. I'm not predicting it. I'm just saying that we've seen it many times here.
Bombers offense in this 8-game winning streak have certainly looked more like themselves, statistically and just to the eye. As Oliveira lunges his way forward here. That front of the Argonauts doing a great job, and Wynton McManus filling in once again to help on that one as we see Zach Collaros, and 2:01 remaining for number 8, and the way he's been playing over these last 8, it tells you a lot about his resiliency after that 0-4 start and then 2-6.
Yeah, those are special numbers. That's what they call a heater. It's a big-time heater, and he's as cool as they come.
A certain Matt Dunnigan once upon a time in 90-91 with the Argos had 8 straight wins as well.
Yeah,
you know what that feels like, is now Dembski over the top, little miscommunication. Metier right there as Milton was man-to-man with Dembski trying to run that deep over crossing route, and Zach just missed that one.
Yeah, this is from the free safety's perspective. You can see Dembski crossing the face of 2-7 there. Mechie a little late. Ball was a little errant. Zach knows it. He says, dadgummit, that's not me. I got to make those plays.
3 first downs in this first half for Winnipeg. 6 2-and-outs. It has been a grind as Jamison Sheehan lofts this one into the Winnipeg sky. Janarian Grant at his 40 crosses the 50 and skips his way forward for a 13-yard return.
Ain't nothing but a liar. Yeah, I walk right out the fire. Yeah, you try to keep me down, try to put me underground, but I'm only going higher.
Gotta love some Jelly Roll, huh? That guy just sings from the heart.
A minute 26 remaining in this first half. 10-4 the advantage. Toronto over Winnipeg. Four-man rush. Kelly looks to his left. Now has to scramble. Tries to get away from the pressure. Can't get his throwing arm free, so Kelly uses the wheels. Reminiscent of that 2022 Grey Cup. He came in and was one of just 3 rookie quarterbacks to lead a fourth quarter Grey Cup comeback in the last 78 years.
Yeah, and this is scary. You know, Kelly's 6'2", goes about 230, and he's just humming down the line here. Then he does some type of crazy MLB playoff slide there in the sideline.
It is playoff season, Matty.
He's safe. Just run out of bounds. Clearly out of bounds, as John Jenkins always used to tell me. That's when stuff gets ugly in a hurry.
Kelly looking to get rid of it quickly. Had to throw it around the tower that is number 5, Willie Jefferson, who forced the incompletion on that one.
Willie that'll disrupt your vision. What is he, 6'7", 250, 255, bottom of the line, number 5 in pink and blue, just jacking up the left tackle and then jumping into vision of Chad Kelly. Always seen him do that for a number of years.
As a defensive lineman tied for the CFL lead with 10 knockdowns. Only defensive line player to ever do that. And he also did in 2019 and 2023. He'll pass rush this time on Kelly. Forces him up the field, and Kelly's going to have to run for it again. Brought down
Brian Cole.
The 35-yard line. So the field goal unit with Liam Hiralahu comes back off the sideline once again.
Yeah, just watch Cole. I'm going to highlight him for you. He's right over here. Just watch what he's got to do just to corral 12. Anticipate. Get on the horse. Let it go. Wrap him up. Man. It's a good solid play forcing this field goal by Liam. he's over there just gasping for air. He's had a heck of a first 30 minutes of play.
Raymond Chavez, the long snapper, a former second-team OUA wrestling All-Stars. The long snapper signed 3 days ago. He'll send it back to Haggerty. And Hiralahu knocks this one through. The Governor Simcoe Secondary School grad in St. Catharines.
He was quarterback there. Yeah, and then he wrestled at Guelph and played linebacker a little bit there, and this is his 4th team.
Yeah, Ottawa, Edmonton in 2024.
Yeah.
Before coming over here, Ottawa and Winnipeg back in 23 and 22 is the half. Laura Dyken alongside Enoch Mwamba.
Enoch.
Chezzy.
Hey, Milt.
And Milt.
Milt doesn't need to warm up to get 50. Enoch, yeah, it may take 2 trips for Enoch to get 50.
You know what? It's the old power to speed ratio. You know, you got there with Enoch and Milt side by side. What do you?
A rabbit in the hair.
Yeah. See how that turns out at half as Zach Collaros trying to make the most of it. Before the break, Tavares McFadden brings down Kenny Lawler, but they're already across midfield here.
That'll work.
The last possession with an inside run to Brady Oliveira. This time they go straight to the air.
Yeah, he's just looking for that completion in that last series of downs and missed Dembski for a big one. Cost him 3 points, basically. Toronto said, yeah, thank you very much. And Zach, nice throw on the run. Dials it into 89. He wears some white gloves. When he throws them gloves up, looks like a big old huge fishing net. He just engulfs the football.
Collaros, pressure on, tries to get away, can't. 5
We
sacks.
know who it is.
Back in week number 8.
It's Jake Serezna.
By the Argonauts against Winnipeg, and Serezna flying his way into that backfield.
Serezna just feasting right here. Want some, get some. Here we go. Inside move. Caught you, Dobby. Dobson just standing there, ducking as he gets the swim move put on him by Serezna. Second and forever again for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Story of the first half.
8th sack of the year. And Serezna trying to find his 9th. Collaros arms all over him, and he's going to get slammed down. It's another sack. This time Ralph Hawley makes his way to the backfield. And you got Serezna and Hawley back-to-back as the sack leaders for the double blue immediately halt this Bombers drive.
Yeah, Hawley is right here. Watch the big guy move. His 7th of the season. Bull rush. Keep driving. Get off. Kolonkowski can't believe the ball's not gone. Hawley says, I'll take it.
Oh, a little Willie Jefferson banjo from Ralph Hall. He's been doing his homework.
Well,
a true wrestling heel to use the celebration of the opposing pass rusher.
In your face.
And so to end things out in this first half, Collaros in the offense. They will get possession to get things going. And massive crowd here in Winnipeg. A little bit frustrated by this one, but Argonauts soaking it up, Matty.
Yeah, I think play calling was outstanding by Ryan Dinwiddie on 1st and down, on 1st and 10. And I think that kind of got them some feel.
The defense has to get an opportunity as we see Winnipeg set to kick this one off, Matty.
Yeah, that coin toss at the beginning of the ball game. Toronto won it, deferred. They get the ball here in the second half. Advantage Argonauts.
Janarian Grant up to speed, crosses the 40, across the 45. Nice blocks up front to get Chad Kelly in the offense into the swing of things here in a pivotal second half with the Argonauts trying to lock down their playoff position.
Yeah, just pretty much straight up field. Get what you can. Gets a few blocks, sets it up, and then he outruns a couple people and hits that hole and just hang on time. Try to rally to the ball.
To be fair, if Janarian Grant took 2 fast hard steps to the left, I'd probably try to cover to the left as well.
Yeah, it didn't take him much, and then bang, you straight up the field, and they're sitting at the 48.
Chad Kelly with 1st and 10. Hands off inside. Kadeem Carey. He's now over 1,000 on the season with that run.
Yeah, see, that's the difference between Kadeem Carey and somebody like Brady Oliveira. Watch Carey hit this hole and watch how high his pad level is. He's got to break this tackle running through it with his hips because his pad's just straight up in the air, and he breaks that tackle right there with his power and speed. Brady does it with leverage and his pads going straight down the field. Either way, both these backs can get it done. Both over 1,000 this year. Kadeem, second time in his career.
Grabbing his back a little bit, headed to the sideline there, so they bring it in Daniel Adamaboye, and he gets turned around on 2nd and 3. Tony Jones wags his finger at the Toronto sideline.
Yeah, Tony Jones, it's his 8th tackle already in this football game. You know, we talk about Brian Cole, but watch Tony. He's right in the middle of the football field. 33, go get some. Just kind of engulfs that whole hole, keeps his legs popping, and makes a great play on the ball.
Adamaboye will stay out as an up back here. Communicating at the line of scrimmage after he couldn't pick up the 1st down. Calls out the snap. Simon Chavez sends it back to John Haggerty. Hammers it down to the 12-yard line. Lucky Whitehead thought about heading for the wide side of the field, just dove forward and picked up what he could. Out comes Zach Collaros and the Winnipeg offense. 97 net yards in that first half. 49 of them came on a throw to Kenny Lawler, but 5 sacks for the Argonauts up front in that first half. And they had 5 sacks in all of that Week 8 game between these two teams.
All by different players. Just everybody spreading the love. Just making life miserable for number 8 in his own backyard, and that's usually not the case, but Toronto does it better than anybody else. 42 on the season. Everybody getting to Zach's house.
Theme with this front for the Argonauts. 6 players tied for the team lead in tackles for loss, coming in at 6 apiece. They got 5 sacks from 5 different players. So Collaros having to deal with everybody as now Robbie Smith tracks down Zach. He slides down. And Smith will get credit for the tackle on the play. Zach getting what he can. It looks like they'll give him a gain of about 4 yards, 5 yards on 1st down.
That's what they've been. That's better than what they've been getting on 1st down. Zach, once again, is going to be flush. Just great pressure up front. Just splitting tackles, and Robbie tracks him down as Zach tries to get into the slide, and Robbie's body weight kind of got him right at the end there, and you can see he kind of got awkward. 1 play away from Terry Wilson, who's thrown 1 pass in his career.
Worse for wear, though, as Collaros on his feet completes this one for a 1st down just beyond the 35-yard line. That one hauled in.
That's all you need.
By Carrick Wheatfall, moving the chains.
That's all you need. Just get her done. Just go down there, sit down. Let's do it right here. Sit. Yeah. He knows it.
10th catch of the season for number 88.
Not much going right for the Bombers in offense. Just, what, 97 yards in the first 30 minutes of play? 48 of that coming out of Kenny Lawler. Catch.
Now, Ontario Wilson spinning away.
He's sneaky.
He's a first down. He is a slippery yards after the catch receiver for this Winnipeg offense. Something they've really needed. Kind of feels like he's filling that Rasheed Bailey void since Bailey hasn't been around.
Good call. It really is. A lot of people might want to recall Wolodarski and Dalton Schoen. Man, those guys are pretty valuable pieces to this offense. Then you throw in a Rasheed Bailey, who lost in the offseason, went to Toronto, then cut. But no doubt Ontario Wilson filling that void.
Winnipeg believes they've got the first down. Whistles blow from Ben Major, the referee. Get everyone unpiled here as Terry Wilson. A lot of short yardage situations in this ball game. You know, that lends itself to the feel of a playoff matchup as the mess underneath the bottom of the pile once again. And Wilson still learning from the Dunnigan Sneak School here.
It's a Climby Dunnigan Sneak School, and we go back a ways. And tell you how to take quarterback center exchange, reach and ride, stay low, keep your legs driving. In that case, get a little tush push going. Extra shove.
Colaros, quick drop, looks to his left. Nope, for Wheatfall, dances away from Darkangelo. Would have been a major collision right there. Darkangelo's angle just a little off, and Wheatfall, second catch of this drive.
I have no idea how he made that move so quickly after and snagging this ball right there. Oh my, give it to him, take it away. If not, that might have been missing one. Zach trusted his receiver to make a big-time catch. Darkangelo just trying to chicken wing him there and couldn't get enough of him. That's a heck of a play.
Kenny Lawler, bottom of your screen, waggles down. Now Brady Oliveira to the flats. Colaros looks that way. He slid Oliveira outside. Get the wheels turning on number 20. Never a bad idea on the ground or through the air.
Difference in the first half. Play like that going the other way. Ball was not caught because he wasn't aware it was coming to him. Zach brings him on the inside because he's running out of room to the boundary. He just makes an easy catch and flips his hips and gets the first down. That's what they wanted in the first 30. They got it here in the second.
4 first downs on this drive equals their output for the entire first half. The Bombers offense comes to life. Colaros, run fake, gets it out. It is Kenny Lawler sliding his way across the 30-yard line. Lost an edge there for just a moment, but that'll go for, again, 5 yards on first down, trying to get ahead of the sticks.
Yeah, pressure coming off the edges here by Toronto in the red zone here, basically, in the move-it zone. And Zach kind of double pumped it, feeling that pressure, and dumped it down to Lawler, and Lawler lost his footing and picked up about 7, maybe 6. Not bad pickup, considering how that play started.
It's incredible how loud this crowd gets on defense and how quiet they are right now on offense for the Bombers. Hear a pin drop here at Princess Auto Stadium as Colaros looks to his left, completes this one. Ontario Wilson rolls down inside the 20-yard line. First down, Bombers.
How about Buck Pierce making some adjustments at halftime? You know, just, hey guys, let's just start spreading around, use our quarterback and our receivers' abilities, and we'll just get rid of the football quickly. Zach looking right, checks back left, and finds his receiver open, moving the sticks. Good-looking drive, halftime adjustments by the Bombers here to see if they can't capitalize. Right on the knocking door of the red zone here.
Benji Franklin gets credit for the tackle there as Buck Pierce calls in this first down play. Already going back to the call sheet here. We'll see what they can do on second. Tui Eli in the backfield as a H-back fullback, extra pass protector for Colaros, who loads it up, wanted to go to the end zone. The ball's out on the ground, and it's picked up by the Argonauts. The defensive pressure relentless from Toronto's front, and Winton McManus is on top of it.
Does Zach Collaros try to do too much with this on this play? He climbed the pocket, pressure collapsing on him, and he tries to get rid of the football, and that ball's out.
Derek Parrish right there alongside Mark Milton. They make the play, and McManus cap. Derek Parrish in on the hit alongside Milton. They pop the football out, and Winton McManus on top of it. What do you see, Matt?
I see Houston and Baylor, 2 universities down in Texas, getting after Cincinnati right there, and Zach Collaros and Winton McManus from Memphis getting another turnover for Toronto. It's a good hustle. Ball security.
Kelly, ball firmly in his hands, loads it up. Mackay Poke, back shoulder down the seam. And Mackay Poke, one of the great vertical threats in this Toronto passing attack. Take a chunk out of the big red apple here, as Ryan Dinwiddie calls it.
Just little, give something inside, flip his hips. Ball's thrown with timing and spotted beautifully by Chad Kelly, who likes to throw the ball deep at least 7.5 times a game. What's that stat you was talking about, Marshall, early in the ball game?
Yeah, he's got 217 less pass attempts from Zach Collaros, but he's got 13 more of 20 yards or more in the air. Chad Kelly loves to take the vertical shot. There's Deonte McMahon now in the little handoff inside, juking his way all the way down to the 36-yard line.
That guy is just crazy scary. That was over his average. Every time he rushes the ball, he's 7.5 yards. He's got nowhere to run there. Then he bounces it outside. Then he sticks him outside, makes that guy miss, creates some room, cuts it back, and picks up 9. Well, you got Carey, then you got that to counter with. You got Chad Kelly's ability. Here we go.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. They lean their way across to the 35.
Good way to put that one. There's deception. We're going to trick him.
Good to see Woods back on the field there for the Bombers, as he was banged up with that right wrist in the first half.
Look at the flipping of the field here. Winnipeg coming out. Buck's got him going. Zach climbs the pocket. Pressure. Ball security. Only at one hand on the ball. Ball comes out. Turnover. Look where Chad is. Score zone. First and 10.
Goes back into it. Jean Brissett to the sideline. Kevin Mittal back into the game. Missed the first 7 games with a foot injury to start his rookie campaign from the Laval Rouge AR. They'll go inside handoff McMahon. One-on-one in the hole. And that Dietrich Nichols was able to get just enough to bring him down.
Yep. Dante McMahon, East State. Go north-south, son. Bang. Counter. Nice job by Pope. 15 coming over. Getting a block. Point of attack. Freeing him up. Good 6.
8 touches now for 53 yards. Deonte McMahon starting to piece together a really nice ball game here as a versatile weapon in the Argonauts attack. Kelly waits for the snap, now gets it on second down and medium, and he fits this one in just on the backside. Tavares Daniels grabs it. Hasn't had fewer than 4 touchdowns since 2019 in his lone season with Edmonton, but only 2 touchdowns on the season right now.
Watch what this route does, Deonte McMahon and this man right here. Watch. Just get out. He's got to go with them. There's the route. Stick it on him. Just open up that hole in the backside. Little double move there. Dante takes pressure up from underneath. Ball's complete.
Kelly looks left, comes back right. Pumps, hesitates. Now it's completed. And that is Jean Brissett back into the lineup here. 4th game played on the season. And a bit of a smile because he knew he was waiting on that one in the hole.
Yeah, it's just this drive is crazy, whether it ends up at 3 or however it turns out. Ball security, we talked to Mike O'Shea, head coach for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, a couple days ago, and Mike said that the difference in our 8-0 run, ball security, taking care of football is pretty simple. This is why. You turn it over, next thing you know, you're getting scored on, the lead's getting bigger for the opposition.
Argonauts going for their first sweep of the Bombers since 2015. They'll go second in inches here. And Kelly getting dragged backwards by Tony Jones and Evan Holm. Did he get to the 5-yard line? That looked like the mark. So they'll move the chains once again as Toronto's scoring up. Second highest scoring club of late, averaging 33.7 points per game over their last 3 contests, trying to add to that here.
That's getting predictable, but I can see a little play action, a little fake coming off of that, which they start from the gun, they go underneath, and then they come back because everybody's, I can see that happening, setting that up. Ryan Dinwiddie checking. Watch it, maybe not this game, but maybe later on in the season when they need it. Other people break this down, look at this film, and say, yeah, this is what they do. And then shotgun, they short yardage, they just run up and try to get it.
Devontae Coaksey to the top of the screen. He is their score zone favorite. If they go air, they won't. Hand it off inside. And it's Daniel Adeboboye getting closer. The Winnipeg defense stacks him up.
Yeah, just doesn't get many touches. That way, understandably so, when you got McMahon and Carey in front of you, but boy, he's reliable. Kind of a tweener in between a big back and a scat back. He's got plenty of speed.
Wholesale changes on both sides here.
I see Camp Dukes in there.
Short yardage unit comes
Dukes
in.
is in the house.
Dukes is in for Chad Kelly.
Can't miss that mullet. Dude, I know something about that.
Dukes, right side. Evan Holm pulls back the hits. No signal. Did he reach the goal line? They will say third down.
Yeah, we've been watching this trench warfare the entire game. Offense is really not winning the battle. Defense is coming up big. Winnipeg's got to do it again one more time. Toronto's already done it down on the goal line. Kelly's back in the lineup, a little more girth behind the center.
Kelly looks to go under center here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're trying to trick him here.
Right in the middle of that offensive line. Kelly leans to the left.
Oh, no!
Did he get turned around? The Winnipeg defense, did they get a stop deep down in their own end?
Did. You talk about playoff mentality in football right here. Denying offenses from crossing that line. Kelly got rejected right at the goal line. Looked like he was going to knife in there. Then, boom, he just got crushed and turned the other way.
What a moment for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers defense. And in a night where the crowd frustrated with the number of hits, hurries, pressures, and sacks on Zach Collaros and the inefficiency of the offense being able to finish, they stand up and celebrate their defense. What a huge stick right in the middle.
Yeah, all is good, and it's hard to imagine it was 40 years ago, John.
Well, 40 years ago, and fans still hold on to that. At the time, your team broke the longest Grey Cup drought in the franchise's history. And so what does that mean to fans when they come up to you and your teammates now and still talk about that achievement?
Well, it was 22 years. And the unfortunate thing was the manner in which we were losing those games. We had made it to the Western Finals a number of times, and yet we were losing after being ahead. So we reminisce about that. The fans, of course, reminisce about it. It was a shock. Having to lose all of those games, but when we won, the fans were there full throttle to support. They were there to meet us at the airport, at the old Winnipeg Arena. It was a wonderful celebration after those victories.
Thank you for this, Joe, and again, congratulations.
John. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Joe. As the two-time most outstanding Canadian in 81 and 86 watches on as Brady Oliveira, last year's most outstanding Canadian, trying to do his best to get Winnipeg into the end zone. A lot of work to do here with a long field, but a tough catch by Kenny Lawler that time moves the sticks.
Oh, big time catch. He needed this one right here. Kenny's right here, and he just sits down that hole. Ball thrown beautifully. He makes a long, strong catch, squeezes it. Yeah, but Joe Pop, he was like sponges. It was like Andrew Grigg. You know, he was just one of those guys that always seemed to be open and make critical plays. Murphy taking the top off of defenses and Joe Pop doing all the dirty work underneath. Special player. I think he was in broom balls in '84. Broom ball shoes in that game. I remember that game.
Yeah, I wonder if you might need those here in Winnipeg in a West Final if they can clinch.
No.
The weather's going to hold up.
Say it ain't so.
I know they won't need it for the Grey Cup if they make it to BC Place.
Yeah, this is it's another nice throw and find and get right there. Ontario Wilson. Zach finding him.
And a flag is out here from Ryan Dinwiddie on the Argonauts sideline. Looks like the challenge. And what's he looking for?
I don't know. At this time of the game, 2 seconds to go in the third quarter, up by 9. It was a first down play.
Toronto is challenging the ruling on the last play. They believe there should have been a penalty for blocking downfield. The play will be reviewed.
A legal man downfield as Collaros was rolling to the right. Dinwiddie's point going right there. I saw it with my own eyes. It was right in front of me.
Eyes, right there. Yeah, well, so at the end, you know, it's one of those things where it's going to work out in his favor. It's going to take him back 10 if it does for first and 20.
Well, they'll take a look at it in the command center. As Al Bradbury, replay official here this evening, week number 19, Thanksgiving weekend.
35, and there's Terry Wilson kind of chips him a little bit and then sits down.
That's fairly normal, though, isn't it, Matty, to sit inside on
no
a little...
question. He's got every right to be there. Then he just finds the hole and feathers in back behind it. I don't know how they're going to call this, but that didn't seem like much of anything.
I mean, there's rub routes all the time on little crossers.
Yeah.
To sit inside like that and then knife upfield.
Fact is,
they'll have an announcement as they have the call for Ben Major.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. Toronto loses their challenge and their first team timeout. It's first down.
I get what Ryan Dinwiddie was trying to accomplish there, but that feels like one of those where you might want to save the challenge for a bigger moment.
That's what I was alluding to when he made that call and challenge. But yeah, Ryan is a quarterback, as a head coach, play caller. He understands about rubs and picks, but that really wasn't the definition of it.
Goes against the Argos. Collaros and the Bombers passing attack.
Boy, that ball was in the air a long time. It seemed like it took forever to get onto it.
Reedfall hangs on to it in the third quarter that absolutely flew by is gone. We head to the fourth as the Toronto Argonauts 6-1 this season when leading after 3. If they pull it off tonight, they've got themselves a ticket to the only team from the East Division coming into week number 19 here on Thanksgiving weekend with a victory behind them. Well, it's the Toronto Argonauts. They're trying to double down for just the third time this season. If they do so, they do indeed get a chance to go to the CFL playoffs officially. But man, that was a grind of a third quarter.
Not much happened there. It was a decent return by Janarian Grant to the 48, 2-and-out by Toronto. Then Winnipeg took the ball all the way down inside the red zone. Zach lost the ball security, and then Toronto got the opportunity to march all the way down to the 1. And Winnipeg said, nope, that's far enough. Goal line stance, and now this is their basically second drive since the start of the second half. So you're down 9. You better put some points on the board because Toronto's defense is not letting up.
Toronto begins leading 13-4 here in the fourth. Brady Oliveira on 2nd and 2 gets the first down. They had a couple of 2nd and shorts like that. They were frustrating in the third quarter, couldn't pick them up, had to get off the field. This one they convert.
Yeah, the key there was the Ontario Wilson catch that was challenged, got him 8 yards, put him in second and manageable, and they're able to pick it up here. That first drive of the second half looked really promising for Winnipeg. They came with a little hop, a little step. Zach was 9 of 9 in that quarter for 91 yards. Doesn't get much better than that, except for no points.
Looking there, a check down underneath, almost intercepted. Wynton McManus, and he is all over the place in this second half as it's incomplete, ball on the ground.
Zach's eyes took just about everywhere.
The ruling on the field is incomplete pass.
A gravitational pull of Brady Oliveira on the check down here.
Yeah, and Wynton's right here, and he's going to be right in the right spot. You watch Zach's eyes, and then here's the check down. Brady checks down, and everybody's looking because they can't get there. Wynton gets his mitts up, much like a Willie Jefferson, and 2nd and long.
Pays the price there as well. Jake Serezna delivering a blow on Collaros as the completion streak stops at 10 on a night where they're trying to continue their win streak. 8 in a row, looking for 9. Over the middle this time, Kenny Lawler. Big grab right at the sticks. Collaros picks himself up off the turf once again, but Lawler has the first.
Watch his throw. You talk about standing in there. Only rush 4. Defensive line's going to get there. One Zach Collaros. He kind of jumps up and throws off his back foot there. Doesn't follow through, going, my goodness. It is hot in this kitchen. Throws a dart to Lawler. It's a heck of a play. Both these quarterbacks standing tall in the face of adversity right there.
Serezna is a menace right now. Bringing all kinds of havoc in that backfield. Now Oliveira.
Oh, yes.
Legs getting up to speed. A couple of head slaps, trying to rev himself up, get going.
This crowd going. Well, that's more like it right there. Watch the secondary support. Get off of me. Mark Milton coming in late, involved in that play earlier on that fumble recovery. Brady Oliveira said, we got to get something going.
Tuielli that you see there, number 65, getting a thumbs up from Ben Major, the referee, to make sure he is checked in as eligible. Michael Chris Ike, the fullback, in as well. They hand it off straight downhill. Brady Oliveira, 2nd and 2. When the Bombers have been at their best in this streak of winning the West Division and going to Grey Cups, they have been able to play bully ball whenever they want.
Just a little misdirection over the top of the one back, and then Brady going right up the middle on like a dive. Fullback dive, and just enough of a play fake with the back coming left to right. Brady takes it up the middle, makes a nice cut, keeps them shoulder pads north-south, picks up 5 in the first.
Oliveira now crushes the 1,300-yard mark on the season for rushing yards. Go right back to him, patient in the hole. What a nice play that time by Robbie Smith, the Wilfrid Laurier Golden Hawk. Waits it out and makes the tackle.
Just rotating people in. It's so good to watch. Robbie's right over here. He's right over here on the goalpost right there. Little tiny circle. He just took Stanley Bryant, got leverage on the big man, pushed on the 6 and the 6 enough where he could just fall off into the hole. Great play.
Anchored against all 6'5", 319 of Stanley Bryant, the icon.
319.
Left tackle. Oliveira. Big collision there at the 40. Wynton McManus. He's been up for it all night.
Here comes Serge.
Sergio Castillo off the sidelines after Oliveira couldn't get the first.
Sergio can dial it in. It's about 84% of the year. Brady in space. Could not get around Wynton McManus, Robbie Smith and company. Relentless pursuit to the football by the Toronto defense tonight.
Get this to a single score game. 48 yards away for Sergio Castillo. He's already missed one, and this one is a doink. Sergio Castillo, 41-yard overtime miss in Week 8 at BMO Field. He's been so great this season, up over 83%, but now just TSN plus.
You said Texas and Oklahoma, SEC style.
Apparently, that's the conference they're in now. It's
all right.
Can't keep track.
It's going to be heated regardless.
On to McMahon. Wrapped up around the 30-yard line.
That's what you want right there. Boys, defense is going. That's it. No more points this half. 17 in the first half. Way too many for these D coordinators. JY's defense flying around. First time they shut down that guy in a while. Dante McMahon, tough to corral. They did it with about 4 bodies.
A lot of snaps tonight for Nick Hallett, mixing and matching with Jay Kelly at free safety. After having Alexander out of the lineup at free safety here for the Bombers, they'll drop into zone. Kelly window shopping. Now he looks down the field. Tommy Neal, jump ball, and it's incomplete. Kelly right there in coverage. No flags down.
That was pretty well played by the young free safety, getting challenged by Neal. Kelly says they drop 9. Well, I'm just going to throw the ball all over everybody and just throw it deep. That's what he does. He launches it. Kelly's in hot pursuit. Really nice job of covering and not interfering with Neal. Neal had him. Ball's underthrown just a tad.
First start at free safety for Jake Kelly. 18 games played for the Bombers. 3 interceptions in his career at Bishops. Close on that one. Making a play on the ball is a high, beautiful punt from Haggerty. All the way down to Lucky Whitehead at the 15-yard line. Bodies flying all over the place here on special teams. And he'll be tackled at the 25-yard line. Chad Kelly challenging the young free safety Jake Kelly. Ran a 4.56 at the CFL Combine. Covered enough ground that time to frustrate Kelly in the Argos offense. Yards tonight, 14th player in CFL history to record 1,000-yard seasons with 2 different teams joining. Well, the man in the middle of this, William Stanback, accomplished the feat earlier this season. Now he's done it with Montreal and BC. Brady Oliveira putting in all this work with the Bombers who drafted him.
It just spells pain there. Every one of those yards earned.
A couple of different times they've kicked Brady outside to the wide side. He does this often in the offense, spread things out. Now Collaros runs to his left. Zach doesn't use the legs much, but takes off. And he'll go for a 15-yard jaunt.
Yeah, you talk about he doesn't do it much. 103 yards coming in this football game. He usually, when he gets flushed, he likes to go to his right, but here he's going to his left, and he's got a bunch of green grass in front of him, gets what he can.
Didn't we talk about this pregame? We said the conditions have to be perfect for you to have, what, a 69-yard run?
A couple of
man coverage, everybody turns around, you sneak out the back
down
door.
The field for about 40 yards before he realizes that you actually got the ball in your hand. Zach picked up a critical first down there. Now he's got Brady in the flats.
Oliveira goes to work, trying to carve out what he can. Nice tackle in the open field that time.
Yeah, but Zach, you know, he's just over 1,000 yards on his rushing over his career. Well, actually, he's running around 1,270. Averages 5.4 yards a carry. That one was much better than that. 21 long over the course of his career. Just to put that in perspective, Chad Kelly's got 27 tonight, 18 long.
Oliveira's got 52 catches on the season after that one. Is now over the middle. There's Nick Dembski. Hasn't said his name much tonight, but old reliable slides his way down the hash and picks it off the turf for his quarterback.
Yeah, just roll coverage. Amos just flies the other way. Dembski pushes. Amos opens. Comes back to the ball. Dembski does. Helps his quarterback out. Gets low. Secures it. It's a good-looking play.
Second grab of the night goes for 18 yards. His previous was just 2 yards. Collaros looks left, pump, now checks it down, little backhand shovel to Oliveira, running down the middle of the field. And it's close to a first down. We'll see where they spot it, but the backhanded creativity that time. Flipping it out of his hand the opposite direction from Collaros.
Yeah, this is the magic that Zach brings every time he steps on the football field. He's got a really good flair to the game.
Oh, we almost lost that.
Yeah, it's just a thing. Just a little flip.
He might have caught that with both of his hands after that hard pump, Matty, and then just chucked it backhanded.
Did it on purpose, Marshall.
always part of the plan. 2nd and 1, handed off inside.
Well, we know how, you know, being back there, we both know how quickly chaos can arrive. And ball security, we've already seen it once with Collaros. Cost his football team. Fortunately, it didn't cost him any points, but it cost him a whole lot of time.
Collaros looks left, another check down. And Oliveira just dives his way forward.
Well, hey, why not? If it's not broken, don't fix it. You know, this is working, and this is what they're giving you. Take it. You know, he's just going to step out here. Watch him just check it down. You've heard the term, check down Charlie. This is what Toronto's giving you on 1st and 10. You better take it.
Quick snap, and right now the formula for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers is Toronto dropping out into zone on 1st down, take the check down underneath, get 8 to 9 yards, and then go to the ground game on 2nd down and short. This one, we'll see where they spot. They will give the 1st down once again, so back-to-back 1st down.
Going huddle here with tempo. No huddle.
Speeding things up as we go inside 6 minutes remaining in the ball game. Sergio Castillo with a miss from 48 on the Bombers' last possession, 1 of 3 on the evening. Collaros on 1st and 10 into the end zone. High lofting football. Milton against Lawler, and it's incomplete. Flags are down. Milton got twisted and turned.
Pass interference.
In a Lawler tornado.
Toronto number 27. The foul occurred in goal. It's going to be 1st down for Winnipeg at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, Lawler really makes a nice play on his ball. He's turned around, like center field's turn. I'll get him for you here, folks. He's right here, number 89 on the field, number 1 in your heart. Little move, double move right there, bang. Gets him, flipped around. Milton trying to figure it out. And there's that was good play on the ball. Drew the penalty. Well, I thought that Field on the previous possession by Toronto could have done better on coming back to the ball to draw the flag as well.
Struggled a little bit in short yardage here tonight. Terry Wilson leading that unit. He's gone left several times. This time goes low to the right, and they'll signal 2nd down. Winton McManus,
Seems like,
he is so difficult to do anything in these short yard situations.
It seems like we've been watching this all game. We saw Winton in the first quarter do this helicopter, get a piece of the quarterback. This time he gets a little bit. Boy, we're seeing a lot of those shots tonight. Cole Whirlpool's in all those big man's future, guarantee it.
10th play of the drive. Chris Streveler had 10 rushing touchdowns before a season-ending knee injury. He's no longer on the roster for these situations. Terry Wilson is at the controls. Touchdown Winnipeg for the first time tonight. And Princess Auto comes alive with a major.
Fans been waiting on it for 55 minutes. Terry Wilson finally gets over, just barely.
Man. Felt like somebody in the huddle there just said, "Someone go block Winton, please."
Yeah. 48's usually coming over the top, so we're going to go really low. Just keep your legs driving, and they finally found a way to crack that nut.
Hung it up that time for Lawler. Get the pass interference call. Took a couple of snaps, but oh yeah, good run that time by Benji Franklin. And the extra point is good. So Milton frustrated, losing Lawler in coverage. And Wilson finds a way to punch it in. Celebrates in the end zone. Second straight game with a major, and the Bombers are 10 plays, 84 yards, and 456. It was methodical. It was classic. It was everything that they've been when they've been winning the West Division for the last 3 seasons, trying to lock up the regular season crown, the top seed for the 4th in a row here tonight with long drives like this. Creativity from Zach Collaros, the rushing game of Brady Oliveira, a couple big throws to Kenny Lawler.
Hurry up offense too at the line, trying to catch Toronto off guard, dictate, keep them on their heels a little bit. Little penalty in the end zone. Nice draw there by Lawler. Terry Wilson, New Mexico State product, finds the end zone.
The 20-yard line, Janarian Grant. Big collisions on special teams all over the place. Wow. As he'll be brought down at the 35-yard line. As John Liu has an update on Kadeem Carey as the Argonauts offense comes out. John?
Yeah, guys, the update from Argos, an Argos official says that Kadeem Carey is questionable to return tonight due to an upper body injury he suffered near the beginning of the first half. He came off the field holding his back, but given that we're approaching the 3-minute warning, say questionable is more likely doubtful.
Thank you, John. So they'll break the huddle here. Daniel Adebaboye into the ball game, the second round 15th overall draft pick in 2022 will pass protect on this play. Kelly, shoulder shrug, and just rips a ball to Mackay Polk on the wide side and already into Winnipeg territory.
Plenty of time, two-man pattern, wide open to the wide side of the field. Can't see the route, but you're going to see the strong arm of Chad Kelly with pressure in his face. Made that look real easy. That was on Trey Ford. Boy, see him panic and regroup and then sling it out there. That's when the bazooka comes in handy.
Kelly this time. Quickly underneath, almost intercepted. Tony Jones told us this week, Matty, he's just trying to find ways to be like Adam Bighill, to learn the signs and the signals, to cheat to a place where he can make a big play, and he almost brought it to life right there.
There he is. Lay it out. Great eyes. Oh, man, those are difference makers right there.
If you want to hear what 32,343 people that love their football team sounds like, turn your TV up right now.
Turn it up. Let's go.
Kelly gets just a three-man rush, loads it up over the top, trying to reach for it, can't get there. Tyrell Ford in coverage on DeMonte Coxie.
Great coverage by Tyrell there. He had a better play in the ball than Coxie. Just doing what Chad does. There he is on the outside. Watch Chad, never looks anywhere else. Just get going. Get on your horse. Oh, wow. He pulled him back in. Terrell Ford's looking for that call. I think he could have got it. Doesn't matter. Haggerty's in the punt.
10 punts back in their Week 8 matchup against Winnipeg, a season high to date.
Single point's big here for Toronto.
Got 3 singles on the year. Haggerty, backward spiraling boot, just trying to pin this as deep down inside the 10 as he can. Lucky Whitehead grabs it, crosses the 15, and makes his way out to the 20. And the 3-minute warning has been reached. A 2-point football game. Zach Collaros has 3 game-winning drives on the season. Can he add a 4th and win the Bombers the West? Princess Auto Stadium in Winnipeg. The Bombers trying to clinch first place in the West Division. The Argonauts with a victory. They get themselves into the CFL playoffs as Montreal and Ottawa already confirming their attendance. Chad Kelly unable to get it on the last drive. Had to punt it away. Zach Collaros with the football in his hands. On first down, Zach pressure on as it was so often in that first half with 5 sacks. It went to McManus. Never more than a couple inches away from Brady Oliveira.
Yeah, just pressure's been coming in all different shapes and forms. Right there, Ralph Holley is right here. 4-point stance. Nice swim, nice under a rip move underneath. Zach's got to chunk it into the first row. He's been laying down a lot tonight. Those guys, man, they're coming.
Crowd quiets down. Play clock at 3. Collaros goes hard count, and did he get Toronto?
I think he got Ceresna. Robbie Smith says it's on Winnipeg.
That's the first time tonight that Zach's used the hard count.
See if they hold the water. Moving it back. This would be huge to pick up half of this first down here. It's 10 yards.
Offside. Toronto, number 94.
Yeah.
It's a 5-yard penalty.
Right.
It's still
when you need
down.
it, right? It's when you need it. Jake Ceresna right there. Gotcha. You know, and Stanley Bryant, you know, he's allowed to move when a guy crosses the line of scrimmage. So, what you got?
5-man rush. Collaros gets it out over the top of the defense. Well, actually, it's Kenny Lawler on the other end. Deshaun
You saw
Amos
those mitts.
hauling him down.
You saw that fishnet just go up. It's just beautiful to watch. He just attacks the football, coming back to it. There's Kenny. Pink spats. There it is. Center field turn. Amos is like, man, that's not a good feeling. Covering 89 and he center field turns you. Where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Kenny Lawler crosses the dollar bill mark. 6 catches, 108 yards. Collaros quickly out of his hands. Dembski at the 45-yard line. Tapped it from behind, but pushes him forward towards the first down marker. Looks like they'll spot it just half a yard shy.
Those extra 4, huge. Just second is short. Sit down. Mechie coming up, trying to make a tackle.
Collaros stays in short yardage. Don't see this very often, but rolls over the top away from McManus.
Just that. Maybe it's they want to go hurry up here.
Toronto 2-5 on the road. Winnipeg 6-2 at home on the season.
Dembski feeling that one on that short yardage play. Slow to get up.
27 career game-winning drives for Zach Collaros. As I said, 3 already this season. Week 12 against Hamilton, Week 14 against Sask, Week 16 against Edmonton, and trying to add another.
What does that tell you?
Heating up in the second half of the season. All those comeback victories. As the pressure is on, Collaros gets it away, and it was nearly intercepted. Tunde Adeleke flew underneath. Deshaun Amos on the top, and Nick Dembski has it fall to the ground. So minute 28 remaining. Almost. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he's going to close hard here, and the ball's going to be trying to throw him right in behind him. And, well, that was a tight window. Had a chance. It's almost like Toronto knew it was coming because they brought pressure, and they kind of high-load that.
And what does Buck Pierce dial up here to convert on 2nd and 10, or will it require some Collaros off-schedule magic to move the chains? 5 receivers. Oliveira stays in to block it up, and now Zach goes down. Dragged to the turf. Falarna Rimolade with another piece of art.
Ooh-wee. Sorry, Marshall. I was just watching that play develop. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Yeah, Falarna standing right there, number 7. These guys have been just trading opportunities to get to number 8. Well, that's just good job. 2-man coverage on the back end. 2 deep safeties, man underneath, and they get pressure. Zach Collaros again.
Clock rolling. Minute 11 remaining.
3rd and 17.
Collaros, 4 receivers to his right. Deeper drop against a 4-man rush. Steps up in the pocket. Collaros looking downfield, Now he's got to go and get it all himself, and he reaches. He had to get to the 48-yard line.
Boy, this is going to be close.
What an effort.
Really close.
From the veteran quarterback. Ben Major on the spot. They're putting the football down. You just heard Ben Major say he will take a look at it, bring the sticks all the way across from the Argonauts bench.
The ball. It looked like they went out right on the 48, and that's what they need, but it's...
That's the quickest Zach Collaros has ever gone 17 yards.
I thought he should have taken off sooner, and it would have been close, but he hesitated and gave McManus an opportunity. Wow.
Well, the sticks are coming over right now. And it's right in front of the Bombers bench.
Can't see it, but if it's on this side of the 48, it's no good. But if it's on the Winnipeg side, it's good.
Flip it to the other side. Does the drive continue? Mike O'Shea. Yeah, Mike O'Shea standing right there.
Bird's eye view.
Ryan Dinwiddie standing 65 yards away on the opposite sideline. It's short. First down, Toronto. Collaros did everything he could.
Wow. Just a slight hesitation by Zach on when he was scrambling to his right. And then he finally got on his horse, but by that time Winton had a bead on him in 5 inches. They call it a game of inches. There you see it.
Ryan Dinwiddie and the Argonauts.
58 seconds on the clock.
Still got to operate the offense here with a couple of plays. Winnipeg with a timeout. They'll spot the football.
How about Winton? Hustle play. Came out of nowhere, not even on the screen. Zach looked like he had a free run at the first down. Then he had Superman extend the ball.
Yeah. Well, I wondered if this was coming. Challenge the spot.
Yeah.
And it's always the question of what camera angles do you have and how different does the spot look after challenging.
I got to believe they've already looked at this.
But it's the right time you use your challenge, right? You save it to the end. You save it on the biggest play of the football game.
Winnipeg is challenging the ruling on the last play. We're going to review the spot. The play will be reviewed.
Well,
and we'll take a look at as many different angles as we can for you at home to get the best spot you can.
You have to throw the challenge there. It's like,
you're not going to let the game end with your challenge flag in your pocket.
No. That hesitation right there.
How Collaros didn't go out of bounds with his feet earlier, I have no idea.
Yeah, just watch his feet first, and then the extension of the ball. Wow. His foot is actually, well, it's pretty tight to going out there with his left foot as he extends. All out.
I mean, there's so many angles of it that look like he was able to reach ahead, but it's such an inexact science.
Yeah.
How do you possibly change the spot of the football?
We got such good cameramen, too. Down there capturing every angle possible, taking a look at it. Command center. Once again, right there, Zach just got on his horse. Here comes Winton. His feet are good. They're not out of bounds. It's just extension of the ball where they see how far he advanced it. It's 5 inches short on the measurement.
Zach reads for the call.
I mean, how do you overturn that? The call on the field was it was short. If you can't see anything else from those angles, you can't overturn it. There's not enough evidence there to overturn that.
Well, you saw Mike O'Shea as well when he dropped the challenge flag, and Ben Major, the referee, came over and said, well, take a look at all the angles that we can. He just said they're wrong. So he's basically just saying that the spot of the football is wrong.
Yeah.
Take more looks at it. Take your time. Get the spot of the football right, because he believes that it's in the wrong spot.
Any coach would do that in that position. I know she's doing the right thing here. Stop it. Take a look at it. Game's on the line. We need this one. We want to clinch first. Toronto, on the other hand, they want to punch their ticket.
Pretty effort to switch the ball right to left.
I think he's at the 47.5 when that ball goes out, personally.
Might be the best look that we have at it there from the cart cam right on that side.
That's the original spot there.
Well, in a game of real estate acquisition between the Bombers and the Argos.
How do you move the ball up, though?
It'll
How do you
come
move
down
the
to
ball
the final
from
decision.
where it is? How do you move it up based on those angles and those shots?
And I guess the follow-up question to that is, if you do decide to move it up, how far are you moving it up? Because how do you...
Can you imagine the measurement? It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Football's a funny game, isn't it, Matty?
Well, it's a game of inches.
We have a call from command. Here is Ben Major.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. It's a turnover on downs. Winnipeg loses their challenge and their last team timeout.
Now a flag comes out.
Yeah, that's on
front of the
player.
Winnipeg bench.
I think 88 might have said something, or 80. Ontario Wilson might have popped off right in the official's ear. Regardless, disappointment for the Winnipeg Blue Bomber fans here with 58 seconds on the clock, down by 2. Trying to clinch.
Well, the only way to double down on the frustration for Mike O'Shea on losing the challenge, not being able to extend the potential game-winning drive, is to give up penalty yardage from the sideline.
We have a misconduct 10-yard penalty against the Winnipeg bench. We'll go up 10 yards. First down, Toronto.
Yeah, we saw you. We saw you, sir.
With Chad Kelly, with 58 seconds remaining, they'll have to operate the offense as they said. They'll go inside handoff. Daniel Maboye, as we heard from John Liu. Do not have Kadeem Carey available as it stands right now. As we get a look at the misconduct.
What? Yeah, spraying water at the official from the bench. Where's that? Well, that's no good. That'll get it. That'll get you fined for sure.
Well, here's the clock rolls for 35 seconds. Keeps it himself. And on second down, Kelly is tackled. Looks like that's Evan Holm coming down to finish him off at the 46-yard line. Winnipeg will get the football back. For anyone who left the stadium or changed the channels. CFL, even with 58 seconds left, you still got to keep going. So will they stay here on third and go, or just let the clock roll all the way down?
Yeah, that's what you do.
And basically leave it
all the
to
way down to about 9. Take it. Oh, you can't. You got to run a play. Can't heave it.
Yeah, so they'll take the delay and then punt it away with 9 seconds remaining.
Sticking with Kelly's arm strike, he could just chunk that ball.
Toronto called the timeout when there was 11 seconds on the game clock. Timeout, Toronto.
And Toronto uses their final time instead of taking the penalty yardage here. And out comes Haggerty. And let's see what Winnipeg does to set up a return as well. Looks like it's just Lucky Whitehead going back as it stands right now. Shakes of the head from the Winnipeg defense as they make their way off the field, wishing they would have been able to get a stop and save a little bit more penalty yardage.
Marshall Lucky's longest return is 31 yards on the year.
Extremely valuable asset to them, consistent returns, but Now Haggerty just tries to hammer it as deep as he possibly can. And Whitehead gets on top of it with 2 seconds remaining. Rather save the time than worry about the point. One play remaining, barring penalty here.
Well, 32,343 in attendance here. They're not happy.
Well, see if Collaros has any more magic on a night where he's had 44 rushing yards, his most since October 17th, 2014 with Hamilton against Ottawa.
What?
Had 57 yards rushing in that ball game. It was obviously forced by necessity here late. And a very long time ago is Collaros, 4 receivers to his left.
Does he have time to
set it up? He does. He hangs this one high in the air. It's obviously very short of the goal line, up in the air, bouncing around. And did Arimolade just add an interception to his evening to finish things out? Regardless, the Double Blue come to Winnipeg and get a victory. They sweep the regular season and clinch a playoff spot. Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, your East Division playoffs, as Winnipeg unable to close things out here in the West Division, which means that Saskatchewan retains a chance for first place if they can win after this Winnipeg loss. So the Riders are very much alive in the East Division. You see there, Hamilton too little too late down the stretch, had to win out. Everyone in front of them had to keep losing, but Toronto jumps their way with those 18 points now.